So guys, we are here to talk about AI in customer service. AI, as everybody knows, that these days it's just a buzzword and it's affecting and starting to disrupt various things in businesses, especially customer service. And going forward, we can expect a lot of disruptive automations to happen, which can affect business. So rather than getting on the side of fear, it's better to learn how it can affect us and get on track as to how to use it for our advantage. So this presentation is a high level overview. Typically what we are trying to discuss is what AI is, how it can be used in business, especially how it can be used in customer service, what are the technologies available, what are the challenges in the implementation, and we'll go through a case study of a startup, and then we'll open up to questions if there are any. So for those who do not know what AI is, we've been the business world has been hearing about AI and its scope for disruption for the last 50 years. It's been under revolution since 1970s, but every 5 years there used to be a new update or a new step towards something, but it wasn't a practical thing or practical technology to be able to get business results until 2023, when a new technology called ChatGPT came out and opened the world up to the ease of use of this technology. Until ChatGPT, which was based on an algorithm called 3.5 of OpenAI, even until 3, the technology wasn't that good. It was giving multiple results. The results were not business worthy. You couldn't trust the results if the results were they were muddy, to say. But with ChatGPT, now everybody can see that it has crossed a threshold, and we can see that the technology is here for today, and it's not there for, it's not a future promise, it's going to be there for today. Let's take a small overview of what AI is. The fundamental knowledge or the discovery behind the AI technology is that a mathematical matrix is something which can carry information. So what we are typically trying to do using this is first fill out or extract patterns from a lot of content, say thousands and tens of thousands of books or videos or audios or images, different kinds of algorithms, different kind of knowledge to extract. But all that knowledge extracted can be put in a very large mathematical matrix, and we can then use it to store a pattern. Once you take out the pattern, you can have an algorithm which not just extracts the pattern but even replicates the pattern on one step. So when we are trying to take out a pattern of something, it's called training a model. It's nothing, it's just a technical term for creating a very large matrix. So for example, the OpenAI GPT-3, which was just behind the one version before ChatGPT, is something which is a mathematical matrix created out of 45 terabytes of text data, and it has a large amount of parameters. So we as humans think about 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 matrices. Somebody might easily think about 4 by 4 or 5 by 5 in taking time or temperature or pressure or color as different dimensions. But for us humans, it's not very easy to think about a multi-dimensional model with 10,000 dimensions and so on. But then for a computer, it's all just mathematics. So it's able to transpose and get out the information on thousands and thousands of parameters into a mathematical matrix. So all we are doing when you're using a GPT or an algorithm is to use a pre-trained or a pre-created matrix to just juxtapose the pattern and predict the next word, or you can have it in a for loop and predict multiple words ahead of that, or you can take something and choose whether this is the better choice or that would be a better choice. So what we are trying to do is just take a step each time, and using a step in series and in succession, all we are trying to do is we are trying to trace our path. Now that could be just a completion of a paragraph, or it could be a decision about something. But inadvertently, what we have done is that using the patterns of human intelligence or natural intelligence, what we are trying to do is we have extracted all that information in a very big matrix, and we are using that to take and generate content, whether it is textual content or images or videos, or whether it is to make decisions properly. So when you say that this is a picture of something, the AI can tell you whether it is a cat or a mouse. So with AI, we are able to take intelligent decisions, and that is where the logical step ahead of where ChatGPT would not be easily able to impart to people right now. Because people, when they use ChatGPT, they think of it as a autocomplete kind of mechanism which has been there for many years. But the practical applications in business start when we're not just using it to generate content, but we're using it to take decisions properly, understand what the person is saying, and act accordingly. So this is intelligence using a pattern analysis. So this is a very small introduction of AI. If anybody has any questions, we can take it. Otherwise, we can move on to the business aspects of it. Okay, let's move ahead. So till now, what we've seen is AI is not just a text completing algorithm. It is an algorithm which we can use to take intelligent decisions as well. So going forward, when we talk about business implementation of AI, what we are talking about is that AI is a very good advantage in that you can have execution, you can have accuracy, you can have speed, you can have a lot of profitability when you take decisions using AI, because all we are trying to do is just take a step, and we are able to create a full path for execution based on just software. When we come to customer service is typically the unloved child of business world. Everybody thinks of it as an expense, although it's a necessary expense. If you look at a small business, say a salon, typically what we would expect is that the receptionist or the front desk executive is the person who typically is supposed to route an incoming customer to the appropriate executive, is also given the tasks of customer service to take the phone calls, to help with the billing, to give invoices, to follow up. All of these things which supposedly are customer service are outsourced or given to a person who is already there typically. In large businesses, because it's a necessary expense, either this business is outsourced or it is typically kept in-house with a lot of cheap, low-paid employees which are also low-trained. But the reason for that is that the business process that we follow in customer service is almost very fixed. See, the customer service business process follows first talking to clients, identifying the issue, providing a standard solution based on the inputs of the user, and then once the solution is provided, typically the task revolves around listening with empathy, conveying the brand ideals, making the customer happy, and so on. But the typical usage of somebody calling a customer service line is typically to get sorted with a problem. These things, when you talk about an AI, let's say an AI chatbot is able to do all of these things very easily, because it can talk to clients 24/7. It can identify the same issues very easily, because it can take the people's comments and present a very standardized step-by-step view of options intelligently as well. Once it has identified the issue, it doesn't need to click anywhere specially. It can call an API, or it can do a lot of different stuff which a person cannot do directly. It can act, it has the capability to act on the solution as well, because it has the access to the database, it has the access to let's say schedule something with somebody. It's not dependence on some business process. And where empathy comes, a customer service agent would typically not be empathetic at the end of the day after listening to 100 customers, but AI can listen all day long with complete empathy, and it can listen to 100 clients at the same time. So when we talk about the business prospects of why AI is very powerful in business, we can see that not just that there are operational benefits to using AI in terms of execution, accuracy, speed, as well as profitability, but then the entire experience in itself becomes a very favorable experience to the user, because the chat was quick. You don't have to wait for some human to get on the line for after 2 minutes. You get a quick, accurate responses because they don't have to hold you, put you on hold or something. The line is available 24/7, whether it is a human or a chatbot, or it's you're talking via your voice. And we as humans have never been able to personalize it in the context or in the ability of how AI can actually be able to do that going forward. There are a couple of examples, but this personalization point requires a whole presentation in itself. But typically the focus of customer service has been to provide a standard care. All the people are trained on handling the issues in a very standard and a similar way. But when you understand the preferences of the person in front of you, you understand, you record their conversations, you understand whether they liked something, whether they did not like something. Every transaction, every talk with the AI is a recording, and it's a data point for the AI to become better. So when you understand it, you are able to have a never-ending exponential loop of betterment of your AI algorithm. So personalization is a very big factor that will come in play going forward. So not just we have these operational efficiencies, which are execution, profitability, speed and of reaction and accuracy of the solution provided, but we also have something which the customers ending up liking, because they didn't have to wait. They got it 24/7. It was all instant, and it was all customized in a way that they would eventually end up liking. So this is why there's a huge amount of scope for AI implementation in customer service. Now, how do you implement that using technologies is a thing which every business has to take a call on, whether you're having a chatbot in your mobile app, whether you have a phone line number on which a person calls and your AI as a virtual caller talks to you, whether you have an automated ticketing system on your website, which is a knowledge-based system or something. All these technologies can be powered by an AI-based system which is acting behind and powering all these different interfaces, and it can even be used to streamline the different interactions at different CRMs, all bringing it one together place and providing an excellent solution for the brand as well as the customer. But there are a lot of challenges for this as well. Integration challenges would happen for the IT partners, but the biggest challenge that the world is right now facing is data privacy and security. A lot of people in the US are getting spam calls, hundreds of spam calls, if their number is big. But then if their number is even new, let's say 2 or 3 years, they're getting at least 10 spam calls a day. That's the data for people who have some business potential. So not even going to that level, if you are sharing, let's say you're running your own enterprise, currently integrating it with ChatGPT and other AI algorithms, you cannot give your own data as well. So there are a lot of concerns as to how to structure this, and there are lots of agencies outside who are doing lots of different things as to how to let your in-house and secure data remain in-house and not be sent to ChatGPT. Obviously, the biggest challenge and consideration is that it is a potential reduction in human employment. So, for example, let's talk about the case study of an Indian startup. It's a unicorn. This company laid off 90% of its customer support staff, and very gladly was tweeting about it that they've put on the business on AI chatbot, and that's why they got a lot of angry reactions. But then they're all talking about profitability, because as a startup their number one focus is profitability. But what they've been able to do is that they've been able to lay off all these people and replace that entire process with just one AI based chatbot. So this is just one case study going ahead, but then when people very gladly say that the results are exceptionally good, for example, the time to first response went to instant rather than waiting 2 minutes. The resolutions in customer service solutions, intelligent solutions for them, created the same way. So the future of AI in customer service looks very bright. Yes, there are a couple of challenges as to how to structure the bot, but companies should developments, because this unloved business process may end up being the first process of the entire business to get 100% completely automated. Because there are standard processes, yes, there are a lot of complexities in multiple cases, but almost all of those complexities can be tackled intelligently if the algorithm is built in such a way, and the algorithm can also accommodate that if it cannot understand what is going on, it will defer to a human in the chat as well. That can also be done. But the powerful thing is that the AI realizes that I am not capable of handling this kind of complexity and is able to bring in a human or schedule a call by itself. So these things lead to very high amount of potential happiness. So to conclude, the key points we've covered in this presentation were that AI is not just a text completions algorithm. You can use it to take intelligent business decisions as well. Business process of customer service is something which has a lot of standardization today and is looking very good for a complete automation. And we encourage you to engage with some questions or some concerns that you have, because it looks very ripe for this complete automation.